Welcome to the Timeka Mapp podcast. This space is for the creators, the change makers, the ones who don't just want to talk about it, they want to move in it. And today, we're kicking it off with the truth you might need to hear. Are you actually putting the shit out there? Or are you quietly waiting for success while low-key avoiding being seen? Let's get into it. Welcome to the space. This is a soft episode. It's not about pushing or performing. It's not about going viral. It's about trust. It's about resonance. It's about letting the people who are meant to find you, and not just find you, but feel you before they ever know your name. I'm recording this now because the time is now. That's the message that landed in my body and wouldn't leave. Because people can't find you if you're hidden, if you're hesitating, if your energy says wait, but your soul is screaming go. The people you're meant to serve, love, impact, co-create with, they aren't coming because you perform. They're coming because you resonate. And you only want the people you resonate with you. You are not for everyone. You're not meant to be. And honestly, that's where the peace is. That's where the power is. When you stop trying to be digestible and start choosing to be undeniably you. Right now in my life, I'm in a shift. As an entrepreneur, as a creator, I'm building something that goes beyond just profit. I'm building businesses where I touch as many lives possible. In one of my first businesses, I was a childcare owner, and we had impact, real community impact. The kind that changes families, changes employees, changes the way people feel about being supported. We were a force. People felt our presence. We mattered. And ever since that experience, I've been on this quiet, powerful journey of asking, how do I keep that same impact, but on a wider scale? How do I show up now in a way where people don't just see me, they recognize me? Now, I'm not chasing attention. I'm not trying to convince anyone. I've come to understand this. I am visible to the people who are already looking for me. And if they don't see me yet, I'm not going to dim my light or change my voice. I'm going to hold to the frequency until they catch it. That's the energy I create from now. That's the trust I'm moving in. I trust that I am provided for, not just in money, but in ideas, in relationships, in opportunities that show up out of nowhere. Because my energy said yes before I even said a word. See, there was a time in my life when I ran my first business where I felt this deep pull to start sharing what I knew, especially with younger women in their 20s. I had the wisdom, I had lived the experience, but I told myself maybe I should wait. Maybe I'm too young. Maybe I need more years under my belt before I start sharing like that. But the truth, that was me hiding. That was me shrinking. That was me putting my magic on pause. I had the knowledge. I had the clarity. But I was afraid that stepping forward too soon would make me look too bold, too certain, too much. Looking back now, I wasn't too much. I was right on time. I just didn't know how to trust the vibration of my knowing, but I do now. And so I say this day, not just for me, but for you. If you've ever felt the pull to be seen, but didn't think you were ready, you don't need more years. You don't need more truth. And when you stand in that truth, not shouting, not performing, just being, your people will feel it. They'll find you and they'll know. So let's talk about magnetism. Let's talk about the part of you that doesn't have to chase anything because you're already vibrating at a level where it finds you. That's where I've been sitting with lately. Not how to be louder, not how to be more polished, but how to be more honest in my energy. See, when people say you're magnetic, they don't mean you're charming. They mean you have that perfect branding. Or they don't have to mean that you have that perfect branding. What they mean is your field is clear, your presence is felt, and your essence is doing the work before you even open your mouth. See, that's magnetism. It's not about control. It's about resonance. It's when the truth rings so loudly in your being that the people who are tuned into your frequency, they feel it in their chests, even if they don't know why yet, even if they haven't met you, even if they scroll past your post and something in them just pauses. That's not algorithm, that's alignment. That's your spirit moving through technology. That's your oversoul broadcasting through visibility. And I felt that in my life. Moments where people found me not because I was shouting from the rooftops, but because I was finally clear. Clear in my tone, clear in my energy, clear in my decision to be seen as I am. Magnetism for me feels like ease. It feels like rest. It feels like knowing I don't have to audition for my own destiny. I don't have to rehearse the moment that was written for me. I just have to stand in it and let that frequency carry me forward. And the most powerful thing, magnetism doesn't require perfection. It requires authenticity. Your people don't need your image. They need your presence. They need the real, radiant rhythm of you being yourself in motion. Let me say this. You are not behind. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are being attuned. You are being aligned. And when you trust the pull more than the plan, the people meant for you will start to appear because now they can hear you. And when you're vibrating in clarity, you stop performing. And when you start magnetizing, and the people who once missed you, they'll circle back because now you're finally findable. So now that we talked about magnetism, let's talk about how to let yourself be found. Because this is the part where a lot of people freeze. They say they don't want to be seen. But when it's time to step forward, they wait. They overthink. They retreat. And I know that feeling. I've done it too. There were seasons where I wanted to show up, but I didn't know what version of myself felt safe to reveal. So I hid. I wasn't hiding out of fear of failure. I was hiding from the feeling of being misunderstood. And that's real. It's vulnerable to be visible. It's raw to be known. But here's what I had to realize. Being seen and being exposed are not the same thing. Visibility, when it's aligned, doesn't drain you. It grounds you. It reminds you that you were never supposed to be anonymous to your own calling. So if you want to let yourself be found, you don't need to perform. You don't need to perform at all. You just need to be present. And here's how that's been looking for me. I'm letting myself be found when I post something that's true, even when it's not polished. I'm letting myself be found when I record a podcast that feels like a prayer. I'm letting myself be found when I walk into a space without shrinking. When I let my voice carry without a disclaimer. When I trust that my presence is enough to reach the people already attuned to me. Letting yourself be found is a spiritual practice. It's when you stop hiding behind the potential and start trusting the vibration of who you already are. It doesn't mean showing everything, but it does mean showing something real, something you. You let yourself be found when you stop trying to explain your value and instead just become it. That's how people recognize you. Not because you sold yourself to them, but because you mirrored something they were always trying to remember in themselves. Letting yourself be found means you let your truth take up your space. You let your light stay on even if it's quiet. You let your name echo even if no one says it yet. You don't go looking for people who haven't tuned to your frequency. You stand, you create, you trust. And if you're asking what that looks like today, it can be simple. Speak something that feels like you. Share something without editing it into perfection. It don't have to be perfect. Be you. Choose a moment to say, I'm visible now and I'm safe here. Because you don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to be loud to be known. You just have to become clear enough for the people who are looking to recognize your resonance. Let the people feel you. before they follow you. That's how you become findable. That's how you live in your full field. And that's how the ones you're here for will find their way to you. So if you're still with me, if your body softened, if your spirit stirred, if something inside you said, yes, this is for me, then I want to leave you with this. You don't have to shout. You don't have to chase. You don't have to shapeshift. You just have to stand in truth, in light, in your own signal. I don't need to chase. I only need to stand in truth. The people meant for me already feel me. Say it with me or say it to yourself. Say it until it stops feeling like a mantra and starts feeling like a knowing. I don't need to chase. I only need to stand in truth. The people meant for me already feel me. Let's say it one more time. I don't need to chase. I only need to stand in truth. The people meant for me already feel me. This week, maybe even today, I invite you to let yourself be found. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be you. Post the thing you've been holding back. Write the truth that's been living in your notes app. Record the voice note that feels like a portal. Create without needing to perform. Speak without needing to explain. Trust without needing to be validated. Because someone out there is already scanning for your frequency. They're not looking for perfect. They're looking for presence. And if this episode met you right where you are, I would love to hear from you. Send a message, share it with someone, tag me, whatever feels true. Not for the numbers, not for the reach, but to let your energy move in real time. This is the work. This is the medicine. This is what it takes to be findable. This is Timeka Mapp. This is me, letting the people find me. And this was for the ones who were already listening. You don't have to be loud to be powerful. You just have to be real. You just have to put the shit out there. This is Timeka, and you've stepped into your next level. If this hit, share it, speak it, live it. We're just getting started.